All right, so in a move that surprises absolutely no one, and if you're on the left, the reason being is that you believe in a different set of rules depending on who you are. Jess Allen's on the left, so she can do no wrong. And if you're on the left, you can do no wrong. If you're on the right, then your opinion, you disagree with the left, so you're a racist or you're a sexist or you're a homophobe or you're whatever, whatever, whatever. So basically, CTV did nothing. I mean, she basically just did a BS apology, and that's about it. So, just getting right into it here. CTV said, is it apologizing to anyone who is offended by the comments made by a correspondent on its show, The Social, following the firing of Don Cherry? During the program on Tuesday, Jessica Allen said she doesn't worship at the altar of hockey and found in her experience that those who did all tended to be white boys who weren't, let's say, very nice. Again, they edited that too. When she made the original quote, she did not say in her experience. They basically went back and kind of added that in to make it seem not as bad as it was. She added they were generally not thoughtful, they were often bullies. And again, even let's say that in Don Cherry's experience, he found, let's just, number one, he didn't really say immigrants in general, but let's just say he did. And let's just say that he said in his experience, immigrants tended to not wear poppies as much as the general public. Would they let him off the hook for that? Like, not a chance, not even close. Like, not even close. I stress that phrase, not even close. But when she does it, it's perfectly fine, because when you're on the left, you can do no wrong. When you're on the right, it doesn't matter if you what you said. If it's even close to being over the top, then we're gonna get rid of you because you disagree with us. So basically, that's such a stupid point that in her experience, number one, she didn't say it in her experience in the original quote, and even if she did, or even if Don Cherry did, let's say he said on his quote being in my experience, they still wouldn't let him off the hook. But again, anyways, that's CTV said Allen's comments generated an extraordinary response, rightfully so. Many hockey parents expressed their anger. We would like to apologize to anyone who's offended by the remarks and let you know the feedback sparked much debate and introspection at the Social and CTV, the network said in a statement Tuesday. Again, no, it didn't. Like, are you joking? Like, I guarantee you, I would bet every dollar I have that not one person on that show, especially Jess Allen, is rethinking their position on any of this stuff. Like, not a chance. Like, and the simple reason being is that when you're on the left, especially someone like this, you're in such a massive bubble that coming across an opinion that differs from yours in any way, shape, or form is it's that which is why they have the whole triggered hate speech thing, because to them they've never came across opinions like this. Like, so of course that they need these hate speech laws and all this crap. So, and why they want people fired who have opinions differing from theirs. We won't restrict our hosts from offering their opinions on an opinion show, but we will always listen to viewers when they offer theirs. And again, no, you won't. If someone has an opinion that agrees with Don Cherry, are you going to listen to theirs openly and openly and honestly? No, you're not. You're going to dismiss it as racist. Or, if someone has an opinion from yours that differs on immigration, are you going to listen? No, they're not. So again, you're stop lying to people. Like, you're not. It's such a BS quote, like BS apology in every way, shape and form. Allen also issued an apology, saying when she spoke, she was referring to hockey players she knew personally when she was in high school and university, and she said Cherry reminded her of those players. And again, if that's the case, she would have said it. Like, again, like, and if it wasn't, let's say it wasn't. Well, she's dumb enough to take a anecdotal experience and project it onto the country, or all the tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of white hockey players in Canada. And if you are willing to do that, like, let's say Don Cherry did that. Let's say he knew a handful, like, maybe knew 4 or 5 hockey players when she was in college or in university, maybe 10 at the most. And let's say Don Cherry knew that many immigrants, and he assumed. I mean, again, like I say, I want to stress that he didn't really specifically refer to immigrants in the quote he said, but let's just assume he did for sake of argument. if he had known, let's say, 5 to 10 immigrants and none of them were poppies, and he had said that on the show, would the left let him off for that? Again, not a chance. So Jess Allen should not be let off the hook for this, even if she did know a bunch of, or a handful of them in high school and college that were mean to her. I regret saying that my experience were personal instead of underlying that they were specific episodes from determined moments with particular individuals. She wrote, as a result, I offended many people, not just our viewers, but parents, children, coaches, volunteers, and hockey families in general. To you, I apologize, and I won't go any further. But this is just another example of, in society, the left getting a different set of rules than the right. Don Cherry does something and doesn't single out a specific group of people, even though you think that he did. It's possible that he did. We don't know for sure. He's not saying. And you have someone on the left who does single out specifically a specific group of people without any evidence, and yet she doesn't have to. All she has to do is give a BS apology. She's not fired. She's not punished in any way, shape, or form. Don Cherry says something not clearly about a specific group of people, and he's fired. Even though I think it's pretty fair to say that immigrants are not as likely as a general Canadian, that's been here for at least a few generations, to wear a poppy, to remember those who fought in World War I, World War II, and so on and so forth. So I think it's pretty clear that I don't think anyone would make the argument that an immigrant who's been here for a generation or two would be as likely to take Remembrance Day as serious as someone who had family members that fought in these wars for the reasons that we have Remembrance Day. And it's not necessarily a racial thing. It's that, number one, they haven't been here. I mean, their ancestors didn't fight in the war, so of course they're going to be less likely to wear a poppy. And even if they were, then, I mean, that's a different story, but they're not. So the fact that the left is completely ignoring this is kind of telling to me. And I mean, it goes to show they kind of make up their arguments as they go along too. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, it's not racist or prejudiced in any way, shape, or form to judge a group of people differently when they act differently. Judging individuals within that group is wrong. I don't think anybody's making the argument other than outright, KKK members or racists, people who specifically identify themselves as racists, that would make the argument that you should judge individuals. So basically, that's kind of the gist of this video. Like I said, this move surprises absolutely no one, because if you're on the left, you believe in a different set of rules for people on the left and for people on the right, and for different people within society, regardless of political opinion or affiliation. And if you're on the right and you're awake, then you recognize that the left believes in different sets of rules for different sets of people politically, and so you recognize that, and basically it's just the people in the middle who are still delusional about this kind of thing, that think, oh, they're both pretty much the same. Well, no, they're clearly not. And this is the millionth example of it. So basically, I'll leave it there. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.